What's going on, Nerd Army guys? Welcome to the newest episode of Exploring Comics. Today, guys, we are going to be exploring the history of a very cool character, and that is going to be Alex Summers, aka Havok. Alright, guys, so let's jump right into this awesome X-Men. So Alex Summers is an extremely powerful mutant, and he's also the second son of Christopher Summers, a Air Force major and pilot, and also the brother of leader of the X-Men, Cyclops. So one day, Alex and his brother and his parents would go up in their airplane and go to take a nice flight together, but a Shi'ar spaceship would appear and shoot them out of the sky. They were going down. Alex's parents put him and his brother in a parachute and pushed them out of the plane, hoping that they would survive as they went down with the plane, seeing their sons for the last time. So they would survive, but his brother would actually get hit pretty hard in the head and be put into a coma for some time. Eventually he would recover, and the Summer boys would be sent to an orphanage. Alex would be adopted and have to leave his brother Scott behind. Now, Alex was raised by the Blandings, a family that had adopted a child after their son had died in a car accident. So when the boy who was responsible for Todd's death actually kidnapped Alex and his foster sister, Haley, Alex would manifest his powers in this extreme hardship situation, and he would manifest his powers for the first time and incinerate the boy. He would actually meet the original X-Men and learn that Cyclops is his brother Scott. Now, he would also join the team eventually himself, where he would also meet his on-again, off-again love interest, Lorna Dane, aka Polaris. Now, there was one time where Havok was actually running from Reavers, and he actually developed a pretty gnarly case of amnesia and landed in Genosha. Genosha was a place where they'd actually use mutants for genetic experiments and as genetically engineered slaves, and they would call them mutates. So he would actually go on to become a high-ranking magistrate in the Genoshan army. And his friends and family at the X-Men had no idea what had happened to him at all. They really had no clue what had happened to him. When the Genoshan government sent teams out to kidnap members from X-Men, X-Force, and the New Mutants, that's when they would find out that Havok was alive. Alex was alive. And he was a bad guy. During his battle with Cyclops, Havok's memory was restored, but he kept it a secret so he could kind of play it on both sides of the team and try to catch the commander, Cameron Hodge, off guard so he can kill him. So he would actually find the guy, and he was the one that did the final kill shot with him. But in the end, him and Wolfsbane would decide to stay behind in Genosha and rebuild this once great city. Later on down the line, Havok would actually go and reform the X-Factor team, and in doing so, he would actually go on a mission where a device developed by Greystone would actually malfunction and explode, seemingly killing Havok and Greystone. But they weren't killed. They were actually transported to another universe. Now, he would eventually find his way home, and he would find himself in a coma. And while he was in the coma, the X-Men would repair his psyche. Eventually, he would be reunited with his on-again, off-again girlfriend, Polaris, where she would ask him to marry her. Go get it, girl. But Havok's feelings were never the same with Lorna as they were originally. He never loved her the same way again, so eventually he would go to call off the wedding. This caused her to snap. She would lose it and go after the other woman that Havok had feelings for, Annie, and this would not end well because she would have to be stopped by Havok and Juggernaut, and they were the only ones strong enough to take on a full-on enraged Polaris. Annie would eventually leave Havok anyways because attack after attack would just worry her, and she would eventually leave him and take her son with him, and she was gone. I mean, that was just it. He decided he's going to stay with the team. She asked him to come, but he refused. He wanted to stay with his team. His team needed him, so peace. Now, Havok's abilities are really cool because he has the ability to absorb ambient cosmic energy. He can take this energy that he absorbs, possess it himself, and he can actually disperse it in attacks. He would actually turn this energy into plasma and use it to blast with. So Havok actually also has an immunity to Scott Summers' blast. So Cyclops, his blast can go at Havok all day long. He can just absorb it. It does not affect him. He has an immunity to it, but Cyclops is also immune to his blasts. Now, one other cool thing about Havok is he was trained by one of the best in hand-to-hand combat. He was trained in hand-to-hand combat by Wolverine himself. So Havok is one badass mofo when you meet him head-to-head. even without his abilities. So guys, let me know your thoughts on Havok. What would you think about this video and this character in general? And if you guys do have any other characters you'd like to see me do an episode of Exploring Comics with, let me know down in the comments below and I'll get to them as soon as I can, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel to keep up with all the videos we put out every week, and I will see you guys next time right here on Nerds Mirais for another episode of Exploring Comics. All right, guys. Peace out.